Welcome to the Burnout. Our wheels are spinning, but
I'm
no.
nervous,
I got it. Welcome to the Burnout. Our wheels are spinning, but we're going nowhere. At least for the next hour, we're sitting here with
Tim.
Joseph.
and we're going to talk about a road trip we did this summer.
Yeah.
What was it, like 45 days?
I think it was like 44.
6 weeks,
total.
dude.
6 weeks.
That's
6 times
what I
7,
know.
42.
There you go.
All right. We left on what? Middle of June?
June 17th.
June 17th.
And we got back July 31st.
Did we?
Yeah.
Could have sworn it was August 1st.
See, earlier me and Jack were saying that Bricko would remember a lot and bring out a lot of stuff me and Jack didn't remember and don't remember.
Right.
And it's already happening. It's
It's
literally
already
just happened.
happening, yeah.
Those are just the days. There's a lot I still.
And we didn't know the days.
There's a lot I don't. I was thinking about bringing up the itinerary. We still have the
Google
Gold
Doc.
Rush.
right?
Yeah. So
The gauntlet, yeah.
you should pull that up.
I'll pull it up right now.
Because then we can see
We can like literally just go through.
every city we were in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah.
the first thing right on my
course,
Google.
dude. Perfect. Well, the first place we went, we drove from Chicago to Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Yep. And we stayed there, what, 2 nights? 3 days?
We stayed there from June 17th to June 19th. We left on June 19th for Pierre, South Dakota.
Right. Pierre was interesting. We met that, well, in between Minneapolis and Pierre was our first taste of like open backcountry roads. Yeah. So we took a 2009 GTR on a 7,000 mile road trip, and basically we really wanted to get to these open roads so that we could speed around.
Wait. It wasn't just the 2009 GTR. We also took Tim
2019 Subaru Impreza.
2019
2019 Subaru Impreza. That was
10 years
superior
apart.
car. Superior
Yeah.
car.
And so the plan was, if anything, because the GTR is modded to hell, the plan was that if anything were to happen with the GTR, we would all pile in Tim's car. We would ship the GTR back to Chicago on a trailer, and we would continue
Our journey.
in Tim's car. Yeah.
Had no spare tires.
We had no spare tires.
We had nothing.
We had nothing.
Nothing. Well, at least I had a spare tire.
Yeah. Well, the guy I purchased the GTR from, one of the first things he tells me is about this. I own a GTR myself, and I went on a road trip up to Pittsburgh. That's like what, 3 hours from?
It was like a 500 mile, like 500 being generous.
From Detroit to Pittsburgh. And he says an hour and a half in, he ends up getting a flat tire. He's on the side of the road for like 7 hours waiting for a flatbed that could come and take his GTR. And I'm like, wow, that's terrifying, man. We're planning something. I mean, what we had in mind is over 100 hours in the car,
Yeah.
you know, and
That's just driving from city to city.
That's
That
just
doesn't
driving.
involve the time we spent inside the cities.
right. And we stayed in some shithole cities.
It's funny though that you guys knew that and I didn't this whole trip. So like,
What?
About the spare?
yeah, I did not know that. Jack told me that on the way to Michigan City for his birthday. That's when I first heard about it.
That we didn't have a spare in the car.
Like 2
That-
months after the road trip,
Yeah, and about the guy that sold it to you.
telling me that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had no idea. So like, I was blind, which was good.
Yeah. So on the road trip, I mean, most of the
Bricka said,
he said, nah. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, thank God nothing happened.
Oh
We
yeah,
didn't-
thank God nothing happened. I mean, we got engine
I did have a
knocks.
spare tire, so
but like
if
I
that
don't,
helped anything.
I don't think you had like you had a spare tire that could like get you to the shop, but like
Exactly.
you didn't have a spare that could like drive on the highway going 70
Yeah,
miles per
no
hour.
one has that.
Yeah.
Very few cars have like
Yeah.
an actual.
Yeah. Well, BMWs come with run flats. I know that.
Yeah, and some BMWs come with like a whole nother fifth rim. That's
Right. And,
My-
and
yeah.
the standard tire for a GTR is a run flat,
Yeah.
but I did not have those. I basically had
No.
4 slicks
Yeah.
on the car. And
Jeez.
the other part was we never saw bad weather.
Yeah.
We were,
Once.
we went
Well,
all
we
the way.
saw it. We weren't in it.
Right.
We saw it from like
so
afar.
we went Chicago to Minneapolis to Pierre to
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Butte, Montana. I think after that it was
Oh no. It was
Okay.
Minneapolis to Pierre to Cody, Wyoming,
Cody, Wyoming.
where
How
we
can I
stayed.
forget?
Where we stayed in
Where
teepees
Kanye
for
West
one
lives
night, where
now.
Kanye West has his own little
A
ranch.
ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then from Cody, Wyoming, we went through Yellowstone to Butte, Montana.
Yeah. Well, Butte was quite a place.
Butte was.
Where were we after that? Did we go straight to Spokane?
Then we went straight to Spokane.
Okay. And then from Spokane to Seattle.
Yeah, we spent a few nights in Seattle.
Let's just run through the whole thing so people know what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Then
Go
from
ahead,
Seattle to Portland. Then from Portland to Ashland, Oregon.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, Ashland was a very weird place.
Yeah.
Then from Ashland to Sacramento. From Sacramento to San Jose. From San Jose to... Do we go straight to Venice?
Yeah, Venice Beach.
Yeah, from San Jose straight to Venice Beach.
Yeah.
And then after Venice Beach, we went to San Diego. And then from San Diego to Vegas. From Vegas to, oh my God.
This is where it breaks down. From
This is
here,
where
it
breaks
was
down. Vegas. Vegas. We went to
Cedar
Cedar City.
City.
Yeah, in Utah. That was,
And then it was Colorado. Then it was Colorado Springs.
yeah.
It was no. It was Grand Junction.
Grand Junction.
No,
And then Boulder.
Mesa Verde, Cortez.
No, we didn't do that.
Yeah, we switched it to
we
Grand.
really wanted to do Four Corners.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. It just
No.
didn't work out. We actually, when we got to Vegas, a bunch of our buddies flew into Vegas, and they continued on the road trip with us
for the remainder of
for the
trip.
remainder. Yeah. So
Except, Matt and
Matt flew home from Colorado.
yeah,
But the rest were with us for the remainder of the trip.
Kevin and Pat.
Kevin and Pat were with us, and yeah, so we took it from Grand Junction to Boulder to Denver,
Then
and
to Lincoln, Nebraska.
No, we didn't. We ended up going to
Oh, yeah.
Omaha.
Omaha,
We
Nebraska.
hauled it all the way to Omaha, and then we
Yeah.
did a long haul from Omaha to Chicago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See, we have this whole itinerary, but like still we planned this all out before the trip, and then we still like during the trip we just did our own thing
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, we really just kind of made it up as we went. Shout out Airbnb. The trip would not have been possible without
Shout
them.
out Airbnb, shout out Uber, shout out Uber Eats, and shout out TB.
Yeah, and shout out dispensaries in legal states.
Oh,
because-
yeah.
Hold up. What about shout out Natalie?
Who's Natalie?
That was the
Venice?
yeah.
Oh,
the
was
lady
that
from
her name?
Venice.
That's
Yeah,
the only
it
one
was
I can
Natalie.
remember.
Shout out Natalie. That
Shout
place
out.
was amazing.
I wanted to do that. Shout out one of those people, but
Yeah.
I can't think of the name.
Shout out
now.
Natalie. She has
Natalie.
a place she rents out in Venice Beach. Beautiful.
Airbnb.
Beautiful
Yeah.
Airbnb.
Shout out Jack in the Box.
Shout out Jack in the Box.
Yes,
Jack in the
absolutely.
Box.
Shout out the Bellagio. They
Shout out
paid
to
for my
Bellagio.
Vegas trip.
Dude, shout out the Strat for low minimums on
Shout out
blackjack.
Strat. Oh my god! If you guys are going to Vegas, you go to Strat.
There's a lot of places we have to shout out, but I think
Homeless people
Oh, I love the
Homeless
shout out the homeless people in Portland.
everywhere.
everywhere, dude. So I think where we should start talking about the road trip is from the teepees, because
Yeah.
that's where shit got real for the first time.
Yeah, it was like mainly just driving
Yeah.
for like a week straight.
Yeah. So before, I mean, the whole goal was to get to a state with recreational marijuana and
Mhm.
then try it out and then go to the next state and then the next one, the next one. And we ended up hitting Washington, Oregon, California, Vegas, and Colorado. Those were the states that we went to
Mhm.
that had recreational. So we got to try a decent amount of different buying experiences and dispensaries and stuff.
Every single recreational state on the West Coast
Yeah.
and Colorado.
Yeah, but when we got to Cody, Wyoming, we were all stone cold sober, and we had been stone cold sober for about a week at that point.
Yeah.
And so we're all irritable. We're all at each other's throats. And on top of it all, we're staying in literal teepees. And I'll edit in some pictures so you guys can see what I'm
They're-
talking
Giant,
about.
yeah.
They're nice and everything, but here's the thing: the GTR had to go on like a 45-degree angle on gravel
Yeah.
to get down to them.
Yeah, it was
Two
close to 40.
45-degree angles.
Yeah.
Right?
Like some of it was concrete and then like it turned into gravel.
Yeah.
It was sketchy.
It was two.
sketchy
it was
to say
two
the least.
bends at that
Yeah,
angle.
it was like weird.
Yeah.
build up some speed.
Yeah.
Hope that I didn't lose traction and just slide backwards. I have a video of that too I can throw in.
Luckily, yeah, we got a nice video of that.
Yeah.
Everything worked out
Everything
well.
worked out, but in the middle of the night, Brick is sound asleep because he had no problem sleeping in this teepee.
I loved it.
I tell Tim, hey man, I really gotta use the bathroom, and the only bathrooms are up this huge gravel hill and towards the front where like they have a little center with like a trailer where they rent things out of.
You gotta walk
They've
like a good 10 minutes to get there.
Yeah, so Tim, and it gets cold. It's the middle.
freezing.
It's the middle of summer. It gets down to like what 42 degrees. It was.
Dude, it
40
was
something.
It's
Yeah.
probably in the 30s.
I think it was 30s.
Yeah, I think it was. I just remember my girlfriend texting me to wear 2 pairs of socks because heat escapes, I guess, through the feet, and you're supposed to do that. But anyway, I get in the car with Tim. He drives me up to the bathrooms, and we're like, yo, fuck this place and fuck Bricka too. We're not staying here. So we start Googling motel prices, and we're like, how do we tell him he's going to lose his mind? And
I'm in bed in the TP by myself.
You weren't asleep yet, though.
I was falling asleep.
That is a fact.
he was
that
Instagram
wrong.
searching.
Well,
was
no,
Instagram
I was wondering where you guys were. I was like, they've been
Right.
gone for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I get a call from Tim being like, hey, would you or would you not be mad if we decided to stay in a motel tonight? I was like, absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
Why would we do that? We have this perfectly nice teep. It might be cold. It was very
It
cold,
was freezing.
but it was very nice. It was
Yeah.
accommodating.
And the river goes right past it, which
Yeah,
is
there's
just
literally
beautiful, the
the
noise.
river right outside. It's perfect noise to
And
sleep
Tim,
with.
did it or did it not end up being the best sleep
It was
we
the
got
best sleep.
on the road trip?
The whole entire trip.
Like, I can see why Kanye's out there.
We were freezing. Me and Jack were sleeping in the same bed.
What
trying
else
to-
happened in Cody? We had the best store-bought steak we had ever
Oh,
had.
that's true.
True.
From a
From
Walmart.
Walmart.
USDA choice.
Yeah, it was choice steaks at a Walmart.
At a Walmart. We were blown away. And they don't even seem like a livestock state. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
Wyoming is very much cattle. Yeah.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I thought most of our livestock came from Texas that we ate.
Lots of cattle in Wyoming.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Lots of good steaks in Wyoming.
Yeah, I had one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We made them on the grill right next to the river.
Yeah, we just started up a fire.
And asparagus.
And
Was-
asparagus.
was,
Asparagus is pretty good.
Did we go through Yellowstone right after Cody?
After that.
Right after
When
Cody.
we woke
Yeah.
up that morning.
We woke
Yeah.
up early in the
It
morning.
wasn't far at all.
It was
Right,
like
Bricko?
hour and a half drive from Cody
Yeah.
to like the beginning.
I
of
think that was
Yellowstone.
the span where we had to go from like an 80 speed limit through a small town at like 25 miles an
Yeah.
hour. And then we were able to go right
Mhm.
back up to 80. So going through these small little towns,
Mm-hmm.
you'd see all the sheriffs just waiting to pull you over. And we did not get pulled over once.
Mm, 45-day trip
Yeah, over 7,000 miles on the road.
and a over 600 horsepower GTR.
Yeah.
Just we're able to control ourselves pretty well.
Yeah. We never really pushed it too bad. Or
Got pretty lucky
anything, you know?
too. I mean, these like
Yeah.
towns were like literally on the highway. That you'd be driving on the highway and it would turn into like a smaller street, and you just pass by a few buildings for like a minute and then turn back into the highway.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
Yeah. It'd be really weird to live in one of those
Even
towns.
even before going, like coming out of Dakota, South Dakota,
Yeah.
those small, you guys remember those small towns?
Yeah, it was
Because we
like-
got mixed up
Yeah.
because of Instagram searching.
Yeah.
Not trying to bring that up, but and then
yeah.
we were going through small
Stay
towns,
record.
so those small towns could have got us bad.
Some were like 500 person population. Like
Yeah,
Really
definitely.
small.
Probably less
how are they?
municipalities.
How are they
We should go-
functioning?
Yeah, it's a good question. And like, what brings in their economy? People on that highway who stop to use the bathroom, or like,
Yeah.
Like you'd think their population is just on a constant decline. Right?
yeah, right, because no one's moving there. People are just leaving. But then again, the type of people that live there are the type of people that have like fucking 18 kids.
That's true.
You know, they don't leave what they know. It's
But I-
like their hometown.
I feel like the majority of them are like really old. Like the majority of
Yeah.
the population. Are
The
like old
overwhelming
people.
majority of those towns,
Old people that don't want to
elderly.
leave. They're like have lived there their entire life.
So what? Like 20 years from now, those towns are just
It's gonna be gone.
they're just
What
gonna
a,
be gone.
there's probably towns that are
Here-
literally going away right
Here's
now.
an interesting concept. They're not making any more land, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if you buy property out in the middle of fucking nowhere in the US, one day it'll be worth a lot of money. Someone's gonna want it because like
True.
People are going to move out there someday.
Yeah, there's only so much land. There's only so much that you can.
But would you? You probably won't see it during your lifetime.
Yeah, but if you like bought a plot of land like that and you passed it down for like 30 generations,
so you bought like
could be wars over that land.
True. So you bought like 100 acres, like out in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, so I found out that 600. I want to say 640. It's in the 600s, like 600, a little over 600 square, 600 acres is like a square mile.
1 square mile.
Yeah. So a mile by a mile is a little over 600 acres.
That's a lot of land.
Yeah. And you can buy that. When I looked it up, when I was researching it, you can buy it for like, I think the lowest I saw was $300K. That's not bad. To own a mile by a mile of land.
Say like 80 years from now. It might
now
be the
that
new
we talk
destination
about
spot.
this, my grandma and grandpa bought something like that, like 2 square miles in New Mexico, like the 70s. And I think my grandma still makes money from it.
No way.
Of having tenants and like, yeah.
She just owns a bunch of land.
She owns the
New
land,
Mexico?
and then buildings got built.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think
that's huge.
I was just talking to my mom, and I think she gets paid like $1,600 a month or something.
That's literally
it's
the
crazy.
dream.
Yeah, just buying the land and then having, when the people come to build stuff, they're gonna hit you up, right? So I forget what the name of the plan was, but the real plan to sell the GTR could have been to buy land in the desert.
Yeah. The alternate ending.
The alternate ending.
So we had an alternate ending of the road trip where we were going to
Instead of going back home.
Yeah, we were going to forge Kevin's signature and pawn off the GTR to Pawn Stars when we were in Vegas, because that's where their shop is.
That's the only people you can pawn to in Vegas.
Of course. And so we were going to take all the money they gave us for the GTR and we were going to go straight to a roulette table, put it on red or black, but preferably
always red.
No, I mean we were talking about 36.
Oh. That was
36, right? That's the green one. Or no, 00.
Double zero.
Which is a 1 to 36 odd because it's the 36th number on the roulette board, I'm pretty sure. And we were going to then go back to Pawn Stars, buy back the GTR. And
well, yeah, after we hit the 00, because we were definitely going to.
I mean, that was the only, If
we
didn't, we were just going to go get the GTR back anyway because we were going to say Kevin stole it. Yeah,
there's fraud. It's fraud.
It's a fraudulent pawn.
But if we would have hit it, say we got like maybe $40,000 for the GTR by pawning it, and we hit that 1
to 36
odds.
36 times.
So let's say 40,000 times 36. That's $1.4 million right there.
It's more than enough to have some fun.
Yeah, more than enough to have a little bit of fun. More than enough to keep the road trip going for a few more months.
Yeah. I mean, but that being said, we did get lucky in Vegas. We had a great time. We did really well with gambling.
We had a great... Well, okay, let's get to Vegas.
Yeah, we'll get there. So right now we're just talking about Yellowstone. And while we were in Yellowstone, the GTR had to drive over unpaved mud roads. Mm-hmm. And it's always snowing. It's so high up in elevation that I also got to drive through snow for the first time and probably only time in Yellowstone because right now in Chicago, the GTR's in storage.
It's probably the first and only time the GTR will ever see snow.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that statement. I mean, I bought the car with 7,000 miles on it, and the guy didn't strike me as the type who would drive that car in snow considering he had so many other toys.
Especially for the first 7,000 miles, too.
Yeah. So. But he did have that car... He had some tasteful mods done to it.
Very tasteful.
And the alignment was set up for slalom racing.
Very strange.
That's what my engineer said. That he said this alignment looks like it was set up for slalom. And I was like, all right. So he was beating on this car a little bit, whatever. I never thought of it after that. And then we took it on that long ass road trip, had zero problems with it. I couldn't have been happier with the purchase. That car was in mint condition for a 10-year-old car.
Yeah, it was literally perfect.
Yeah,
it was kept in the garage for
not a scratch. We were able to see it up on a lift. We were able to walk underneath and, see.
He took good care. The previous owner took very good care of the car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great Bless his heart.
Yeah, so after Yellowstone, I mean, we all drank the water. We got out of the car and we drank the water.
While we were admiring some of the views of Yellowstone, Tim came upon a nice lake
Do you think it was probably called Lake
Yellowstone?
It's probably Lake
Probably.
The
Yellowstone.
lake.
The Lake
It's
Yellowstone.
probably the Lake Yellowstone.
That Bricka brought us to.
Well,
Bricka knew about it.
sure.
Bricka knew about it.
Okay.
But yeah.
I knew about it. Tim decided to drink the water from it. And then, of course, we all had to become.
I dragged you guys
Well,
in.
we see him down by the water. We're like, what's he doing? He reaches down into it. And we're like, he's not gonna drink that. Is he?
He's like leaning over.
He turns out. He goes, guys, I drank it.
You gotta drink it.
And so
dude.
Brick and I look at each other and we're like,
All right.
we're like, dude, you're gonna get so sick. And then we pause and we're like, no, we gotta drink it.
Fuck it.
Like we got it now.
Comes in threes, dude. The drinking Lake Yellowstone comes in threes.
To be honest, it
Definitely.
tasted very good.
It
Tasted
did. It
very
tasted.
clean.
It didn't taste metallic. A little sulfury.
It's like
but,
Maybe, I mean, we were very close to some.
but we were clear in mind. We were sober at that point, like 8 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
It was-
maybe not clear in mind, just clearer.
Now that I'm thinking
Clearer.
about it, like you ever hear of those like brain eating amoebas?
I think I have one too.
eating amoeba
No, a
that
brain-
crawls in your Yeah, I heard that, dude. I heard of those.
When you pee, yeah, you're not supposed to pee in.
They could swim upstream.
Yeah, they swim
yeah,
upstream,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. Sorry.
Right up your right up your flow.
Urethra.
Continue.
Yeah. So we drank the water.
Now we have,
superpowers, all of us, all three of us.
and we're going to die in probably like 3 years.
Well, that's the trade for superpowers.
That's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we saw Old Faithful. It was nothing but a bunch of people waiting for it to
Yeah, it was a
blow.
bunch of
And then when
bubbles.
it did, it was very anticlimactic. And it was like,
Pretty underwhelming.
Very
but I mean,
underwhelming.
like,
But it blew.
still pretty cool.
I got a cool video shot of it, whatever.
It did
We got
blow.
like 30 minutes worth of video just waiting for it to go
Yeah.
to blow.
to blow.
Yeah. And then, someone counted it down and then it actually happened.
Yeah.
That was the craziest part.
That was the craziest
After
part.
multiple other people tried counting it down.
Yeah, who was it? Because we were both like, we were all very impressed because it might have been like a little kid or something
Well,
starts counting down and then it actually blew. And we were like,
I think there was a little kid who counted down once, and like when he counted down, it like started to fizzle, and people got really excited, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then it just like fizzled down again, and like took a few more minutes.
All right. Well, after Yellowstone, we got to one of the funniest stops of the entire trip, which was Spokane.
After Butte, Montana.
Oh my God.
It was funny one.
Butte was in
We got
between
drunk.
that.
Butte
We did get drunk in Butte.
Mhm.
There wasn't much else to do.
Yeah, there was
Didn't have
nothing
weed
else
in
to do.
almost
Yeah, we stayed
a week.
we stayed at the Butte Motel.
What was that? What was Butte known for? Meth or heroin, or both?
Meth.
Okay.
Meth for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, meth.
Yeah, they can't
You were
afford
you
For
you,
sure.
You saw.
Oh, I was probably the only one who really walked into the thick of it. We were at the Butte Motel, and
The minor.
the Minor Hotel in
Mm.
Butte, Montana, and they had a nice shop underneath it that said Butte stuff, but on first glance it just says butt stuff.
Because Butte is spelled Butte.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. A nice little joke.
Well, we get there and I'm like, oh, you know what? This is the type of place where you smoke a cig. You know,
Yeah.
we're out in the country, so I go to buy a pack of Marlboro
The
Blacks.
blacks. Always the
And
black.
Hundreds.
I walk out of the hotel. I see that the closest gas station is like, I'd say a little over half a mile downhill from the hotel. I'm like, all right, cool. It's a short little walk. So I walk over, and as I'm walking over, I look to my left. It's like I'm in like their neighborhood now, kind of. And I'm looking through a wall, like through the wall and into someone's living room. There's just a huge hole in the wall. It looks like one of those holes in the wall in a video game that you think about like, wow, if I walk up to that and crouch, can I get through?
Right.
It's just like a hole. I was like, holy shit. Like they live their entire life like that. That's the type of town we're in right now. And so I'm getting to the gas station. There's just like a guy with no teeth just giving problems. I forgot what happened. There's some altercation within the gas station.
There was some like, wasn't there like another Mexican dude like standing up on the block? He was just like, they were
Dude.
talking for a minute and like they had a plastic bag or something.
Well, I saw more than one drug deal on my way back, but something happened. Something happened in the gas station while I was buying the cigarettes. Maybe it was something like I said, Marlboro Blacks, and they didn't know. Like the person behind the counter was definitely like 16. That's for sure.
Oh, okay.
And then the guy there's someone in front of me who was just giving the kid the hardest time picking something out, and he had like no teeth in his mouth. I felt really bad for the kid. And then when he couldn't find my cigarettes, the guy started giving him a hard time again. I was like, dude, chill out. It's
Get
okay.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we're all good. But I had a good amount of money on me for that town. I had like 120 cash, which like they would
More than enough.
Buys a lot of meth.
That buys
Does it, Tim?
Buys a
I don't know.
lot of-
I don't know prices.
Buys a lot of meth, dude.
probably.
Yeah, okay.
Probably.
Yeah, so I didn't want to take out the big cash money wad,
No.
The meth wad.
the meth wad in the gas station. But I'm wearing like a gold watch, some nice clothes. Like I'm dressed presentably,
Like a big brain would.
and in this town they're wearing like large athletic shorts that barely like stay up.
I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 colored people. There's
Yeah, colored
mean-
people that, not a
no,
lot of dark.
from Minneapolis. After we left Minneapolis, I don't think we saw one black person, one Middle Eastern.
We did see,
one like
me and you saw a black person in Butte.
in Butte.
Remember when we walked that
Oh,
little-
yeah.
The little
it was a-
kid with the parents.
Yeah, is
Yes.
an
Yeah,
adopted
the
child.
adopted
the
child.
2 white parents that got paid
Yeah.
to
The
adopt a
lesbian
black
couple.
kid. Yeah, yeah. So then the whole Butte became a shit show because there's a parking structure across the street from the hotel that
where we kept our car at.
yeah, we kept both our cars there, and in the morning we wake up ready to leave early because like fuck this town and everything it's about, and it turns out there's a farmer's market on the entire street in front of the hotel, blocking the parking structure.
The only exit and entrance for the structure.
The only exit and entrance. So we asked them like, hey, is there any way you can like move this booth so we can like pull out? Like we're trying to leave the structure. And they're like, sorry, buddy. Shop closes up around 1 p.m., but feel free to enjoy our beautiful town till then. And Tim and I kind of look at Joseph like, are you comfortable walking around this farmer's market? Because these people look like they want to tear your face off. It looked like they were going to call 911 on Joseph.
I felt like it was right in the middle of like something happened in the Middle East. Like there's some, I don't know. It's like it's in the prime of the Trump
Yeah.
versus Muslim people.
Yeah. Well, that's been
but
since
I'm
he was
true.
elected.
But I am not Muslim at all.
Yeah.
I've been raised Catholic
And
since
also-
I was born.
none of us are big God people either.
No, yeah, that's the same thing.
So we're
I'm
all
considering
terrorists to
myself-
them.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, like if you don't believe in God, basically.
We're all terrorists because God isn't in us.
That's a good point. That's
But-
a good point, man.
Yeah, we walked
So, yeah.
around. We looked at the farmer's market for like what, 5 minutes
I was gonna say
before
2.
we were like, "Fuck this." And
Yeah,
then
we
found-
contemplated messing with the super religious booth. They had like a booth of these guys in suits. It's probably Jehovah's. It was
Yeah,
Jehovah's
Jeho-
Witness.
It was Jehovah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we contemplated messing with them. We didn't.
I really wanted to, but okay.
Oh,
yeah.
that's when green toast happened.
Yeah,
We-
that's
we
no
went-
Greek toast.
green toast.
Green
toast.
We go into a little diner and
Just to kill some time, eat some food.
yeah, grab a little breakfast, a little countryside breakfast, and there's a guy playing live music on a guitar in there. It's
Nice little place.
Yeah, nice little place. We sit down, and the lady comes over to take our order, and Tim orders, and she asks what kind of toast he wants, wheat or white, the 2 common options. And Tim says Greek toast because a diner where we're from, where we grew up, always serves Greek toast. And the lady goes, green toast. And Tim looks at me and I'm like, yo, dude, like,
Just stop.
yeah,
Just
like,
ask
she's
them,
she's
like-
not gonna know what it's just wheat or white. Like she's not gonna know.
And I tried to pull out, dude, and she
Yeah.
kept
No,
going.
no, you kept. You're
No, I
like
tried pulling out.
you were
Tim
like,
Tim asked a few times.
you're like
I
Greek.
did?
Yeah,
a few times.
at least like 3 times. You're like Greek toast. Like you
Yeah,
know,
come
Greek
on,
toast.
come on, Greek toast. And she's like,
No
and
way.
she kept saying green toast. She's like, I have never heard of green toast. And we're like trying to tell Tim she's not going to get it. At the same time, we're trying to tell the lady that it's something her mind couldn't comprehend because there's no culture in that town.
It's like it's just like there's no
Yeah.
Greeks in Butte, Montana. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, even like
See, I felt like I tried to what's rebuke it or whatever the word. Like I tried to pull
take
back.
it back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried to keep asking. I don't even remember
like
that.
You could have done a better job of taking it back.
I think
I was like terrified. Like fuck. Now I got to deal with this.
later,
Goddamn.
later, which we found out was just Texas toast, which they probably did have.
True.
Yeah, we did find that out.
It's Texas toast with the seeds. That's
It's
all.
Texas toast with the seeds.
There you
With the
go.
seeds.
Sesame seeds.
With the sesame seeds. That makes sense.
That
There
makes
you
it
go.
Greek.
That
It's
makes it
Ah.
great.
look,
Sesame
look. If
seeds
you don't
fix
do the
everything.
way Huck Finn does it, then you shouldn't have a fucking restaurant.
Then get
okay?
the fuck out of
I
here.
If
agree
you
with
don't,
that.
if you don't have a diner like Huck Finn,
24/7.
Then what are we talking for?
it's like that's how people in the small towns think. Like, oh, you don't do it the way we do it.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
It's just like
That's how I was, kinda.
Oh, bro. Dude, you know what this reminds me of is when I was in this small town in Minnesota not too long ago for a funeral. And we went to a casino, Jackpot Junction. It's on a little Indian reservation in Springfield. Actually, I think it was Springfield or Sleepy Eye, Minnesota. And it was one of those things where, like you said, in a small town, oh, you don't do it this way, then something
That's
like
the
that.
wrong way.
But it was with a casino, and I've been to a fair amount of casinos. I like to play blackjack. I play quite often, and I'm there, and I'm playing at one table. I bought in. I have all $5 chips and then $25 chips, maybe 20 of each or something. 20 reds, which are $5, and 10 greens. And I scoop them all up from the table, and I go to walk to another table. I sit down at another table with my friend. And I put the chips on the table, and the dealer looks at me and goes, "Will you go back to the table you were at and color them up before you come over here?" And I was like, "Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know that." And she goes, "It's just common courtesy." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
That makes zero fucking
common
sense.
courtesy. I've never in my life had to color up before. Casinos
Maybe
usually,
for the 5 people that come to your casino.
Right.
Other than that,
normally it's just so they want your money so bad they don't care if you bring it over in $1 chips. They're gonna take your money.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And the worst part was me and my 8 buddies were basically robbing this casino. We ended up going back every night we were there for the funeral, because my buddy whose mom passed away, we were getting his mind off of it, and because we were all winning, all of us. I think I walked away from that trip with $2,000, and
Jesus.
grand total with hotel was probably a $400 trip.
That's part of what bought these mics right here that we're talking on.
That is part of what these
damn.
SM7Bs. Yeah.
Beautiful mics.
Shout out to blah 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 casino
Shout out Guitar Center.
because they're
Okay.
nameless anyways.
So we were in Butte,
We
Montana.
left Butte, Montana. The farmers market
Yellowstone.
finally. No, then Spokane.
Oh my god, I'm so backwards.
Spokane.
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 Spokane was
First
our
dispensary
first-
town.
Yeah, our first recreational city.
Dude, Spokane was crazy.
Spokane. Yeah.
Spokane was crazy. It was
But also
uh,
the least craziest.
it-
It was
no.
mentally crazy.
Yeah.
mentally, it was like we had reached the promised land, and then we realized we could get as high as we want. The dispensaries are great,
Yeah.
The problem was
Mhm.
we're in a tiny hotel room.
Right.
And there's nothing to do in Spokane.
Right. Besides go back to the hotel. So what do? We go to a dispensary. We go to a little cafe, grab some sandwiches, where Tim put jalapenos on a sandwich and goes, "Jalapenos on a sandwich. Genius." As if he's the first person to put a jalapeno on a fucking sandwich.
Well,
But-
after the dispensary, we bought some edibles and we bought a pre-roll.
Yeah.
And then we took some edibles before we started eating. That's the
Yeah.
first time we took any
weed.
kind of weed
Yeah.
in almost 2
ever
weeks.
in our
Yeah,
lives, because
Ever.
we don't live somewhere where
That's
it's legal.
correct.
So we
And
never-
then smoked right after that. Sorry
Yeah.
to ruin the joke
Yeah.
No,
about
no, you're good. It
Chicago
was no
having
joke.
weed.
No.
But yeah,
You're good.
smoked again, or yeah, smoked after.
but-
Yeah,
But then I think the best part is the hotel that we're staying at was having some kind of convention with a bunch of super old people, but they were weird.
It wasn't just old
Hey, Kev,
people.
we've got feedback from your headset being plugged in. It's getting worse and worse. Yeah, so we were in Spokane, and
with
we're
this
at
weird convention.
the weirdest hotel I've ever seen.
No, it was a really nice hotel. It was probably the nicest
Weirdest,
hotel.
though, because it was what
was
was a
the
nice
weirdest
hotel
people.
doing like
you know what
that in
else is a
Spokane?
nice
Yeah, that was
hotel?
weird.
The Shining.
Yeah, right. You've got a point there.
So
Yeah, these old people had caretakers, but the caretakers looked like they should have had caretakers. They
They
were
were
like
non-binary
attack helicopters.
attack helicopters.
Like there's
four
a
different-
nice old lady who looked like a business, like she used to be a businesswoman or something. She held herself very nice, but then she's wearing nice clothes, a nice button down, nice pants. She's got her nice necklaces on. She randomly has this huge necklace with all these big, shiny, different colored balls on it. And I look at her wrist. She has like a friendship, like 2 friendship bracelets on or something. I look at her caregiver. It's like a
They look like they were best
6'4"
friends.
Yeah, but it was like a 6'4"
She was like a
African American
linebacker.
woman. Yeah, like a linebacker. She could have played D line definitely. And she had on like one eyelid was like purple mascara, the other one was like pink, and like she had all this crazy stuff in her hair. And they're like best friends.
It was like they were like attending a furry convention or something.
It was like everyone was being trip-sitted by their.
Everyone was definitely stoned out of their mind.
But all of the pairs were like this. All the old people and all the caretakers. There were all these really odd pairs of people who you'd never
it
think
was
would be
really strange to see, especially while we were already
stoned.
Yeah.
But that was the cool part, was that they were cool with us being stoned.
Yeah. Everyone there was stoned. The whole fucking city was stoned.
The more that I think about it, because I don't remember that, seeing more than one pair of old person and care.
It was a lot.
giver.
There was a lot
So,
of weird people.
The fact that you guys saw multiple,
Yeah, I saw multiple.
when would they ever have a convention for that?
like I don't know what we
So
don't know what the convention was for.
Right.
I have an idea. Do you know what day we were there? If anyone watching this
look it
wants
up.
to fucking look it up,
I could
we'll
look
it up.
tell you what day we were there.
If we get any views, please help us with this one.
But
We were there June 22nd,
Okay, so yeah, June 22nd at
2018, June 22nd,
we don't even know the name of the hotel. Look for a convention.
Spokane, Washington.
I'm assuming it was a convention for elderly people who smoke weed, because they were all like the chillest, like look like they had their first shroom trip and started wearing a
Yeah.
drug rug around
Yeah.
type, like
college kid.
reborn stoners at 80 years old.
It's a good
It was
point.
really cool to see.
They all looked like that, yeah. But it was terrifying because we were so paranoid. I've never been so paranoid in my entire life. When we got
Dude.
back to the hotel room,
I had to go get the food later on,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that was
we-
like
We made
traumatic.
we made Tim go get the food.
yeah.
Somebody asked you a question, right?
Yeah, and I
What
like
was
freaked
the,
out
what
and
was
ran
the
away.
Question
It was like,
in the elevator.
so I get in the elevator.
God, how did you remember that?
I know, right? This kid
Wow.
literally remembers everything. So I get in the elevator going back up with the food. And I get in the elevator. Literally, the door shuts. It's an interracial couple.
You okay?
The guy is like, it doesn't matter if they're interracial, by the way. The guy is like, so what's up, man? How you doing or whatever? And I mumbled something out. And he's like, oh, so you're in town from somewhere else. How do you think? Oh, it's good, blah, blah, blah. Like awkward. And then he asked, where'd you get the food from? This is where it gets good. I forgot where the food was from because I didn't know. I never knew where the
You
food
didn't
was
even
from.
order it. Yeah, you just wanted to pick it up.
And they didn't understand that. So it got awkward. And then from what I remember, I ran away from them. Like I just walked away quickly. I quickly walked away.
I remember why you couldn't tell them where we got the food from.
because he didn't know.
I had no idea.
Yeah. But I forgot that part of the story the entire time that like Bricka ordered the food.
Yep.
and we just sent Tim to
But
go
we
get
had
it.
we
Yeah.
had a much funnier food story in Seattle.
In Seattle.
That was
In
the-
Seattle.
right
Seattle's
after
next.
Spokane.
Yeah,
right
Oh,
after
oh,
Spokane.
right. Can't wait for that. In the hotel room, we were trying to get a laptop connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. No, we were trying to get a
It
yeah
checked-
to
it
the
checked- and
Wi-Fi,
that's when-
just to the Wi-Fi.
And that's when Tim mentions 5G. And Brick and I look at each other like, Tim, you have 5G? And then I look at it and I go, he's right at the top of his phone it says 5G.
But we
And
thought that was impossible. Like,
Brickett doesn't believe him, so he grabs the phone. He goes, "Checks out." We couldn't stop saying that.
Gives
the
you
whole
cancer,
time.
dude.
checks out, dude. Yeah,
Checks out.
don't keep that phone on your body, dude.
Dude, bringing it out.
Don't put that 5G phone near your ball sack, or else you might
Dude,
not
you
be
guys
able
have
to have kids
5G
later.
now too.
No, not me.
Nope, not me.
You
I have
should.
I have a 5G tower across the street.
Oh, you're fucked.
It's literally at window level across from this apartment we're in right now.
We're getting fried right now.
We're getting fried right now.
As we speak.
Yeah.
Double entendre.
Double entendre.
Checks out. I did hear something.
What?
A horn from outside.
Oh, really?
Okay, so back to the Seattle. After Spokane, the food story from Spokane, we had a food story in Seattle. So
Is that where Seattle starts though?
I don't
know.
we should go in lineage.
All right.
I think the first thing we did in Seattle was go to get oysters.
No, I'll tell you what the first thing
Oh
we did
no,
in
well,
Seattle
yeah,
was.
obviously.
We drove in.
Yeah,
How are we going to forget that
True.
highway? I mean, you
Yeah.
weren't driving the car,
that's
but
true. But I was, yeah,
you could feel
it
it.
was pretty scary.
In the GTR, the tires, like I said, we have basically 4 slicks on the thing. And the tires go like, they're like a normal car tire is like, let's say this wide. GTR, all 4 tires are like that much wider.
and they like curve in.
Yeah, and they curve in. So the problem was the whole highway, because it had been used so much and never was redone, had these divots. Like if this was the center of your lane, then there were huge divots of a normal person's tires would go on either side.
just from them being used
Just
so
from
much.
being ridden over
Yeah.
and pressed down. And the GTR, its tires could not fit in those divots. So I had to constantly, I'd get tossed out of them. I'd have to fight against the edge of one and have my steering wheel like this driving against it to stay in the lane. Because if I popped over onto the other side, I would like swerve into the next lane. And it was terrifying. People were driving like 100 around me.
It was hard
flying
for me
past.
too, though.
People are going really
How were they?
fast.
How is it so easy to them?
Well,
Because
they
they're
drive
used to
used
it.
to it,
They
yeah.
drive there.
That shit was hard, dude.
They
I mean,
put
like,
up with shitty infrastructure.
drive-
They don't know any better.
Imagine driving downtown Chicago. It's not very easy to do, but like
We also have even roads.
that's true.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, redo your. I mean, their roads were so like they were mountainous.
They have so
yeah,
many
it's
hills.
like literally in the
So many
mountains.
hills.
Yeah,
They're
so
all
it's like
curve around. Yeah,
You
These roads
gotta
have to
fix
be-
the roads in that terrain,
but
dude.
God, yeah, it's important to have roads that work. Those would have been some sick roads to really fly on. And that was one of the only times that people were pulling up next to me and like saying like, "Rip it,"
Yeah.
like go, or like
Yeah.
taking a picture of their camera. And then I'd go to put it into boost, and I
There's no
wasn't
way.
comfortable with the
No.
road. Yeah,
Ba-boom.
it was hard with the road. But then we get to Seattle and we realize there's the parking for this Airbnb. You have to go up a hill that's like this in their driveway, and there was zero chance my car was not going to scrape. So we had to find a parking lot where I scraped.
Yeah, I mean there were a lot of roads in Seattle where this scraping was inevitable.
Yeah.
It was just lots of hills.
Well, the bottom of my car has a carbon fiber firewall
And
on the
it's
whole thing.
It's probably fucked right now.
It's probably fucked, but probably less fucked than
Then your muffler and all your
shit.
Then
would
the
be,
actual finish would be.
yeah,
all
or
your
the
mods.
custom exhaust would get fucked. In the parking structure, it was like a lane as narrow as the car, and it went up and then straight, and there was no way to avoid the angle. So I looked at Tim. I was like, we're not reversing out of here. We're just gonna send it, and I'm gonna leave the car here for all 7 days that we're here, or 5, or whatever it was.
yeah, it was like 4 or 5.
Because the next time I move it, the same shit's gonna happen. So I send it up, and we hear the scrape, but I have to slow down for a car that's in front of me. And then I was like, "Fuck, we're still on it." So when I accelerate again, we're gonna scrape again. And I had to accelerate while my car just.
That's rough.
Gives
It's
me
so
nightmares.
rough to
In the world of GTR, Seattle's one big scrape.
Yeah,
to any
That's-
low cars, to any
yeah, JDM life.
Yeah.
It's just
One
it's
big
fucked.
scrape.
And I did see some nice cars in Seattle.
Yeah.
lots of
Just saying,
Subarus.
tons of Subarus.
Lots of Subarus.
Seattle should be a Subaru commercial.
Liberal state.
They're old Subarus too, so Subarus are reliable.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how about how people would beat on their engines in the Ubers we took?
Oh my god, it was literally like slam on your slam on the gas
I
and then
forgot
slam
about
on
that.
your brake and then slam on your
Yeah.
gas and it's just so
Yeah.
fucking annoying. It's a headache.
And Joe's dad he owns multiple auto shops. So for Joe, listening to these transmissions,
5033 North Kedzie Avenue, that's Chicago, and then 300 Bussy Highway, that's in Park Ridge.
Yep.
Yeah,
them out.
bitch, go buy.
Yeah,
Go
please,
buy.
Go spend
please.
money, bitch.
Great rating.
If you need a car fixed,
Nice little plug.
engine wise, you don't do body work.
We don't do body work. We
Yeah.
do all mechanical work though.
Bricka
You-
pulls
you'll-
the plugs himself.
You'll rebuild an engine.
We do rebuild engines, and
Okay.
we do transmission work.
Well,
as
some of these cars needed new transmissions.
yeah,
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just hear, oh my god! And then we were in like Priuses, and you're going up hills that are like this,
That was the
and
worst.
he just zooms into the bottom and like floors it up this thing, and then slams on the brakes at the top. We're like, oh my god, what is this guy?
Yeah. Okay, but
Yeah.
then
The Airbnb was chill.
Airbnb was pretty nice. We had a long list of rules in the Airbnb though, waiting for us.
Did we follow all of them?
Not all of them.
No, and he
What was
still
his-
liked us.
What was his name? He was great.
He was a gay guy, I think.
Rory or was it
Rory.
Rory?
It was
Yeah,
Rory.
it was Rory.
Rory was cool.
Rory's pretty cool. I don't like all the rules. He should have just expected us to be.
Oh, Rory. Okay, I was getting them mixed up.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
not. Yeah, Rory was cool. He
Rory
gave
was
us a
chill.
good review back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Airbnb. If you don't get reviewed well, you can't go and view luxury options. So
We'll get to the reviewing later.
yeah, we'll get to the reviewing later, but reviews are very important, both for the host of the Airbnb and the renter.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
Very important.
Okay, but then in Seattle,
Crucial.
first night we went to
Okay,
get oysters.
Just zoom that all the way out. Yeah.
Oh,
Let's go
I
right
like
there.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah, we're gonna do that for a few.
Yeah. So Seattle, oysters and wine.
We got oysters and wine, which is really good.
Just wine. Yeah, just wine. That
West-
sounds lame, but there was no other alcohol
Oh, we
beverage.
also-
There was, but we were eating seafood.
That's how you got.
So we
white
got a
wine.
white wine.
We got a nice little white wine.
True.
So we got some oysters. It'd be
Sounded it
perfect
sounded
pair.
short coming.
Wait, we
Sounded
didn't
like a
just
short
get- we
coming.
didn't- If I remember right, we didn't. Was that when we went out to eat when we got oysters?
Yeah.
That's a place that
We got crab
Anthony
as well.
Bourdain went to. Yeah, we got crab as
Okay,
well.
okay, yeah. We didn't just get oysters.
Yeah,
though.
we got crab as
crabs
well. We got
yeah.
crab. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we did. The
An
crab was
Anthony
great.
Bourdain restaurant.
We didn't
Pretty
take
good
any
place.
fucking. We get like halfway through our meal, and Joe goes, "Shit!" And he takes out his phone. He starts taking pictures of the food, and I was like, "You're right. We should probably be taking more pictures of like food and like shit in general." Because I took pictures on my nice camera on my DSLR until we got to Yellowstone, and then we took no more pictures on that. It was all just Snapchats and from our phones, and
No, I think
not even snaps.
it was.
but-
We took some pictures like going into Idaho, but once we got into Washington, we
Yeah.
just stopped taking pictures.
like I straight up didn't
completely.
open my camera again.
Yeah, we were just enjoying the time.
It got too
Yeah.
fire. The
Yeah.
West Coast was too good.
We were like really involved in what we were doing. We weren't going to bring a camera. I
yeah,
mean, like-
unlike most of you fools out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like we weren't even taking Snapchats. I mean, we had some when we would be like really high being goofy and stuff, but all the cool shit that I wish I could show people when they ask me about the trip, I
It's
just
just
tell
shit
them you
that
got to go.
Yeah,
You got to go because dude,
it's just shit that happened.
Shit that happens, and then it was shit that like I wasn't about to take my phone out and take a picture of. I was like, this is for us.
We just
Like,
enjoy it.
literally the
it's
last
like,
thought.
what the fuck? I mean, yeah, it could be nice to have pictures, just like look at them, remember the times. But
yeah.
We should have had the nice camera. We should have had Jack have his camera, have my camera on me
that's
constantly.
too much, though. It's just too much.
If we trained ourselves to constantly have the strap on, that's the only way we'd have got good quality pictures the whole time. We'd
Yeah,
had to
right.
train
But
ourselves.
like, okay, we're going to Venice Beach, right? What the fuck am I gonna do? Put my camera on when I'm in
Exactly.
the water? Where am I gonna put
That's
it?
my
in the
point.
sand?
That's my point.
Right.
Was-
Like, I don't even think I
even
brought a
on the
phone.
hike, how are we gonna hold
Oh,
that
we're
camera?
we gotta. All right, we're gonna.
Well,
get
I didn't
there,
mean
bro.
the spoil thing, but
No,
yeah.
you're not spoiling anything.
Think
but,
about
like,
it. We
I
couldn't
forgot
have.
about
We couldn't
that.
have not have carried Nikon cameras on our thing. You know, on
Yeah.
our shoulders,
Yeah.
neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the neck. Yeah, give me the neck.
Yeah.
So what's next? I'm sorry.
Well, I think
I'm
well,
podcast
Well,
anti.
Seattle's, we got really into in Adventure Time.
Really, yeah, that was the first time I showed you guys.
That was
Lemon
that started
grab.
technically in Spokane.
Was it
Technically,
Really?
the first?
unless it started before that.
No, it didn't start before.
No, it was
Spokane, then.
Seattle.
Spokane was
No, Seattle.
Yeah,
Probably
Yeah,
Seattle.
Yeah,
We
Seattle,
watched like
sure.
the first. I showed you guys Lemon Grab. That was
I
the
forgot.
first time.
What was the episode that we kept going? That we kept watching over and over? That one
Oh my god!
because it wasn't Giuseppe yet.
It's not the
It
I
was-
am I'm not Greece.
Are you sure we didn't watch
Oh,
Giuseppe in
no,
Seattle
You know what
too?
episode it was? It was the one where he says "Big Cash Money Wad." That's why I said it earlier.
I'm gonna look it
Where,
up
where
real
they
quick.
send the three punks to go live with Lemon Grab.
I think it was season.
Oh,
4,
yeah.
I believe.
That might have been the first because that's one I don't remember well. Because at the
Oh
beginning
my
I didn't
God.
really get.
That's the I'm Not Grease.
I'm not.
Is it?
Grease.
Yeah, because Bubble Pup or whatever his name is.
Okay, then never
Bubble
mind.
Pup's a band. That,
Oh yeah, the something.
he goes.
That
Pup
probably
gang.
was it.
Pup gang.
He goes, "What's up, Grease?" Or what'd you say to me, Grease? Because he says to take the headphones off.
Jake,
Yeah, you go. No.
Finn.
No, one of the three
Lemon
guys they
Grab.
send to live
Okay.
with Lemon Grab.
Sorry,
He has the headphones on. Remember?
that guy. Yes,
One
now
of
I'm
those
familiar.
things.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Takes them off and he calls him Grease. He goes, "I'm
I'm
not
the-
Grease."
okay. I was thinking of the window when he slides out of the window.
You made me.
You made me.
Season 4, episode.
I'm sorry.
20.
That's
Season
it.
4,
That's it.
episode 20.
Okay, I'm not Greece was the first. Yeah, we made too much out of Adventure Time, but it was a big part of the road trip, honestly.
Yeah.
For me, being a
after-
weirdo.
After You Made Me, we then watched Thanks for the Crab Apples, Giuseppe. I believe it's a few episodes after it.
The
Or
Mountain.
maybe it's season 5. I think it's season 5.
That became our shit. Giuseppe's our man. That's like I named my
Giuseppe
car
is
after that man because of that
guy.
episode. You guys need to watch that.
It's
episode
almost
of
the
Adventure Time.
embodiment of the whole thing.
Of the whole trip, everything. Yeah, Giuseppe. All of us have a little bit of a Giuseppe in us.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you learn from that episode.
And if you don't know who Giuseppe is and what we're talking about, then
Can you finish?
fill in the blanks. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm ruining this shit.
Oh, you're good, bro.
So, what was that? Seattle.
Yeah.
What else for
that
Seattle?
wraps up Seattle.
No, the food story.
Tim,
We order food off of Uber Eats.
you order food.
I order food, and I'm not the one that goes to get it. I have a different name than my real name on the Uber account.
Well, you got it. You got the food last time in Spokane, and you ordered the food this time. So you're like, I was gonna go get it. Like,
True.
Yeah.
That's the
it's
explanation.
like it was my turn to go get it.
Yeah.
So-
So someone, Joseph, is now picking up Adam Wood's order.
Yeah, we got a notification that the food's
Yeah.
outside. Like
And-
the lady's
And
there.
Tim was the one who fucking bought it.
Yeah, and it's not Tim on his name.
So-
Stolen credit card.
And I
to-
only know Tim as Tim. I've never heard Tim go by Adam before, so there's no.
it looks
way.
like it's a stolen credit card, basically.
Sure, whatever.
This
Well,
whole situation looks fucked.
the way this Airbnb is set up, like in the mountains,
Wait.
the streets are really
So-
weird.
So let me take over here because I'm on the inside with Tim telling him that what's about to happen is a terrible idea.
The
Well-
best
wait, wait.
perspective.
Well, Joseph's on his way out.
Jack has the best perspective.
I'm
I
outside the
forgot.
door.
And
I'm
I'm-
outside the
yeah.
door, walking to go get the food. Like
We're-
those streets are weird. It takes like a few minutes just to go get out on
Yeah,
the street.
Yeah,
We are all off of 100 milligrams of edibles,
yeah.
That's-
and we also
that's the
smoke.
kicker.
We are fucking.
and we smoked.
We're gone.
So that's the kicker. That's I get weird when I'm high. All
Yeah.
right, take over.
And so Joseph's on his way out to meet this lady who has the food. And she calls Tim. Well, Joseph is like right at the door, basically walking out. Tim answers. And instead of saying, hey, my buddy's going out to grab the food, he says the worst thing he could possibly say. He says, oh, I'm on my way out right now. I think I see you.
Can you hold up? Can you explain? Can you do the leading up to with me and you?
Yeah, so I'm sitting there and I go, Tim, no. And she goes, I don't think I see you. And I was like, Tim, no, you've got to tell her. I was like, put her on mute. And he mutes her. He's looking at me. He's going, I don't. He's like whispering it, even though she's muted. And we're both just stoned. I'm like, Tim, you have to tell her the truth. Like, that
Knew
your
what I was
buddy's
gonna
out
do
there.
before I did it.
And then he immediately unmutes her and goes, yeah, I think I see you. And I was like,
As I'm looking at Jack with a grin
yeah,
on my
he's
face,
staring,
like a smirk.
He's staring at me like he's like
Is
pulling
that-
a fast one or something, and we hear Joseph like in the background, like
Talking,
like oh, like this is my, and then she's like, no, I'm on the phone with whoever bought this food. And the issue was she was
Oh my
talking to the
God.
person who said that he saw her, and Joseph was walking up like, do you have the food? She goes, oh, for Adam, and he's like, no, for Tim.
oh no, she like asked me.
Some
She's like,
shit, some
she asked
crazy
me,
shit.
oh, what's the name? And I'm just like, oh, like because I remember I looked at your phone. I looked at your phone and it wasn't your name on there. So I knew it wasn't going to be Tim, and I didn't remember what the name actually was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, I think I said like Sam or something. And then she just gave me the food anyway. I think she...
You know, it's moments like that people like me with anxiety just look back at like, how the fuck did we get out of that? When really it was so
Yeah, it
simple.
was so simple.
And look,
I know. I
the
have the same
funniest thing is that's what got me into that is like, just get past it. Just get past, like, no, this is just a real world thing. Just solve it. But that's what, you know, it's
Yeah,
funny.
it was funny. 'Cause it was really awkward. But
I'm trying to think what else. So like after that we went to Pike
whatever.
Market.
Pike
Whatever.
Place.
It was
Are we
fine.
good with Seattle?
We did the.
I want to
Space
make sure
Needle.
we did the Space
There you
Needle.
go.
We ate some
Whatever.
some clam chowder.
We saw the homeless.
Hey there, if you're seeing this, that means you made it to the end of the podcast. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss part 2, which will be coming out in a few weeks. Joseph, Tim, and I had a great time recording this and recounting our trip for you, and we're happy to answer any questions you guys could have in the comments. Make sure to tune in next week when I'm sitting down with comedian Calvin Figueroa and Tim from the video you just watched. It's going to be one that you don't want to miss.
That was good. That was a good one. Woo! That's the new one. That's the new one right here.